Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. In this video we'll learn about React error boundary. First we'll see like what exactly the problem it is solving, and then we'll see what error boundary is providing the solution, how error boundary is solving this problem. Okay, so what I have done, I have created a very basic application using create react app command, and I have removed all the elements, HTML elements that shipped by the React. Okay, and I have created my own component here. So if I go to this my component one, it is basically a very basic component. I have created a data with all the array elements, like array of strings, and here I am looping through each data and printing it here. Okay, in the using the p tag. Okay, that's what very basic application. So let me first run it. npm run start. Okay, so here you go. So banana, mango and apple, these are the three elements present in this array. So basically this is what it is printing. Now the problem is, let's assume that this particular data is coming from an API. Okay, now for some reason the API is sending us a string instead of an array of string, just like this. Okay, I'm creating another variable with banana only, and I'm commenting this array. Okay, now what will happen, this map here, whenever this map is trying to get executed, this will throw an error, because map executes over an array of elements, any elements, right? But this is now, at this moment, this data is not an array, this is just a string, so this will error out, right? So let me just save it and see. Yeah, so this is the error. Okay, this error is fine in the development, but when an application goes to production, we never want to show default error message to the users. Okay, now what is the solution? We can see what solution error boundary is providing. For that, I'm just we have a React error boundary, and from the documentation we can just copy this entire file. We can just copy. So here is the code. Here is this code we need to we can first create a error boundary.js file, and we can ship the entire code there. Okay, so within this src I'm creating a new file, error boundary.js, and I have just pasted whatever is there in the code. Okay, except for h1 I have replaced it with div and h2. Okay, this is fine. So yeah, I have created an error boundary.js, and in the app.js I'm gonna import that error boundary here, error boundary. Okay, so this component, my component one, I am wrapping it inside error boundary component. Okay, now I'm gonna save it. Okay, now let's see what this application. Let me reload it. Okay, yeah, something went wrong. So this is a custom message we are providing instead of the default message. So this basically just like an if else condition. If the component is running fine, then show whatever the component is running. Else, if else, show the custom message provided by the error boundary. Provided by the error boundary means we can actually if we just see what error boundary is. So here, whatever the return statement, this particular message is gonna, this particular element is gonna display on the screen. On the screen means in place of that particular component. Okay, so here we can actually design a beautiful component, beautiful template using any CSS or stuff. So I'm not gonna do that. This can be extended to any level based on the business purpose, business requirement. Okay, so this is not limited to any one line. This can be a pure component with HTML, CSS, and multiple stuff. Okay, so yeah, so this is what it is doing. So if if the component runs fine, if there is no error in the component, then it will show whatever the data returning from the component. Now if I just to show, if I just revert it back in the component, then let me reload. See, now whatever the content returned by the component, it is just displaying. Okay, now let's create another component. Okay, my component 2. I'm just copying this my component 1 only, my component 2. Okay, my component 2, my component 2, and here I'm gonna here I have removed that. Okay, let me not remove it. Okay, here I am keeping the value of data as string only, not an array. Okay, so I want this component 2 to error out. Okay, now let's see what happens. Here I'm gonna my component 2. Okay, this is the import, and this is what here we want to, after component 1 we want to display the content of component 2. Okay, now let's save this. Yeah, so this is actually so this is showing something went wrong. Okay, how error boundary works: if you place one component, two component, or any number of components inside error boundary, and any one of them is throwing error, then the error boundary will display the custom message or custom template you have written inside the error boundary. It will not display any of the component. Even if my component 1 is not erroring out, like everything is fine inside my component 1, still it will not display the content from the my component 1. It will display the custom message. Okay, that's how it works. But there is a way how we can let's say our requirement is if my component 1 is not erroring out, we want to display the content returned by the my component 1 in that place. And if my component 2 is returning an error, then only in that specific position where my component 2 is rendering, at that position we want to display our custom message. For that, what we need to do, we need to wrap these components separately inside error boundary. Okay, just like this one. I am copying this. Just like this. So we have now we have two error boundaries, means same error boundary, but we have different positions. So in the first section we are wrapping this my component 1, in the second section we are wrapping my component 2. Okay, now let's save this data. Yeah, so here this is the position of my component 1, and as we know that my component 1 is not erroring out, because if I go to my component 1, the data contains this array only. Okay, so it should execute everything, whatever we have written, it should execute properly, and it is executing properly. But inside my component 2, the data variable is a string, and here it should error out. Okay, and because of that, this custom error message is getting displayed. Okay, so that's how it works. This code is available in my GitHub repo, so you can get the link from the description. Also, please do subscribe to this channel for upcoming contents, and thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.